Alright, so we're back with a little cardio talk for the day. Mainly because I took a rest day. See, okay, my voice is kind of tight though. I took a rest day, so you know, we gotta do a cardio talk to fill it in. This video is probably gonna be coming out the day that I'm recording it. I think today's the 29th or the 30th, one of the two, I don't know. Probably the 30th, I'm not positive, I don't know what day it is, but anyways, don't worry about it. So, we just did a little shoulder rehab day today. Today was supposed to be a push day. The video will come out tomorrow for that, so don't worry about that. The video will come out. You guys know what I'm talking about. But you'll know when the video drops tomorrow. But it was supposed to be a push day. We decided to do a little shoulder recomp, a little shoulder rehab day, shoulder strengthening day, if you will, because I've been having those shoulder issues. So I figured it'd be better to take a day off of the heavy lifting, especially because anything where the shoulder rolls forward seems to be my issue. So, you know, like the bench is fine as long as I don't overextend the bar. As long as I just keep my shoulders back and I'm pressing like this and I don't extend the bar all the way out, I'm good. But, triceps is where I'm kind of more scared, because on the triceps you have to, especially on something like a push down, you push down like that. And like dips are probably fine as well, but I just figured it'd be better to relax and focus on strengthening the rotator cuff and things like that. So that's what tomorrow's video is going to be about. But I'm excited because I haven't done like a video like that before where I discuss my warm-up or anything like that. Usually most of the time I just jump right into the workout for the video, and these include some of the warm-ups that I do. So, you know, I think that might be a cool aspect that I don't think I've ever shown on this channel before. I could be wrong, but yeah, usually I don't show my warm-ups. It's just me jumping right into the workout, which is kind of bad on me because, you know, people are actually using this as advice. I'm not saying you should, but if people use these videos as like, some people are using them, following them along, you know. Nobody probably does that, but, you know, sometimes people just enjoy watching the video to watch the video. But like, just in the very off chance that somebody does take any advice or any workout pattern from me, not including a warm-up is probably bad on me, because if you don't really think about it, you just think about the exercise portion of it, then yeah, you might just think I just jump right into every exercise I do, which is not what I do. The only thing I might do that on is back. I just start with lighter weights on back. That's usually the only one that I don't warm up too much, I guess you could say. Even though I do recommend warming up for every exercise that you do a dynamic stretch, dynamic warm up. Not a static. Save static for later, after you work out, not beforehand. Because when you use like a static stretch before you work out, you're just stretching the muscle. You're not really priming it for load. You're just stretching it and loosening it up in sort of a bad way. I think you're not warming it up. You're not priming it for load. So when you go to load it, I'm not saying it does increase your chance for injury or anything like that, but it might not feel good, you know. Whereas when you use a dynamic warm up, and dynamic just means like you're keeping it moving, you know what I'm saying? So instead of holding a stretch, you're just moving back and forth. So let's say you got you're doing like a shoulder stretch where you put your arm against the bar or something like that, and you pull away from it to stretch the shoulder out. That's great if you keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? So you stretch it out, release, stretch it out, release, you know? So as long as you keep it moving, you're actually warming the muscle up and you're using the muscle rather than just stretching it, then you're going to be priming it for load better. So that's just my take on it. Static stretching is usually saved for later. You know, you can do it right after a workout if that's when you have time. But some people think that stretching like reduces soreness. I don't know for a fact if it does or not. I don't even know if like static stretching can reduce your risk of injury or like that, but I can tell you that a dynamic warm-up, where you're prepping the muscles and you're priming the muscles to exercise, that's probably going to feel better when you're doing the exercise. Because if you've ever gone into an exercise cold, you're just like, man, I'm starting to feel old, you know? I'm starting to feel like my muscles and my ligaments and my joints just don't feel good, you know? Like if you just jump right into a squat, you're probably not going to feel fantastic without a warm-up, you know? Because you should warm the muscles up, get the blood pumping in them. you know, get them primed for load. And I guess technically a warm-up could just be you doing lighter reps of an exercise. So like squat, you know, you could just do a bunch of air squats to warm up, you know what I'm saying? And then you go to a 25-pound bar, then a 45-pound bar, and then you work your way up, whatever it is. But me personally, I like to warm everything up in a sequence, kind of. So like I'll warm up the hip flexors and things like that first. Inner, outer, things like that. I'll do leg swings where I can kind of work the glutes, you know. So I go in, out, forward, backwards for legs. And then I'll do, like if I'm getting into a squat, I'll do air squats, but then I'll also work on the ankle mobility. So I'll get down and then I'll lean forward to the ankles, lean back, stand up, get down, lean forward to the ankles, lean back, to sort of prep the ankles. So instead of just doing, you know, a squat right away, I'm doing purposefully different movements that hit every portion that I'm gonna be using during that leg day to make sure I'm completely warm and there's nothing that's cold. Because I often made the mistakes of just jumping right into it and being cold and thinking that that was, you know, normal to just feel like garbage at the beginning of an exercise. But those days left me when I started to get older and recovery started to become more of a hassle, you know? Because when you're young, I feel like you recover a lot faster, you know? But as you get older, you know, I'm not even like super old, but when you get older, it does become a little bit tougher to get a full recovery in, you know? So injuries become a little bit more costly. And plus, I think I'm paying for some of the stuff that I did in my younger days when it comes to lifting. For example, and I can't say this for a fact, but for example, I think that when I was younger, in high school, I wanted every lift that I did to be heavy. So back extensions, when you're on the back extension machines, the ones that I use for the glute extensions, but I was using them for back extensions. There was this lineman at our school who was super strong, super strong. And of course, I wanted to be the strongest guy at the high school. And for the most part, I was, but this guy was doing back extension, and he had like 2 plates in his hand that he was doing 3 plates, and I wanted to try that shit. So, you know, I did the 1 plate, and then I did the 2 plates, and I think that was a bit too heavy for lower back extensions. You know, I don't think that really helped my lower back problems. That might have been where they started, you know, is I just went too heavy in a lower back extension, which is possible, but, you know, it could also just be from deadlifting, which is more of a recent thing, because I didn't really deadlift in high school. I just did power cleans in high school. I didn't deadlift. But then I started deadlifting when I got further into college, like my sophomore year into college, I started deadlifting. And that's when I really took on the powerlifting notion, but hey, shit, that could be where the lower back pain came from, you know? However, I won't know for a fact what is wrong with my lower back unless I go get like an MRI or something like that. An x-ray or an MRI to determine if I have like a bulging disc or something, you know? But for right now, I can do as much as I can to try and heal it and help it, which includes like the glute extensions and the stretches and staying away from a lot of squats. Until it feels better, you know, because some days it feels really good and some days I still feel a little bit of soreness in there, but it's not to the point where I can't bend over anymore. So there's that. Because back when I was powerlifting, there was days where I could not bend over at all when it came to deadlifting. I couldn't bend over when I got home, you know what I'm saying? I just had this lower back pain that would paralyze me for essentially the rest of the day, where I just did not want to move. You know, everything was uncomfortable. Sitting in a chair was uncomfortable, laying down in the bed was uncomfortable. And it sucked because I don't take ibuprofen or like that. It's not like I had like a addiction to it like that. I just built up a tolerance to ibuprofen in high school because when I was playing football, the very first game of the season, I dislocated my pinky. So for practice, I would take ibuprofen almost every day. And it helped, but at some point I was just like, damn, I'm taking a lot of ibuprofen. So it came to my senior year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take less ibuprofen for my senior year. And then, you know, like taking that much ibuprofen is not good for the body. But then I broke my toe the very first game of the season. And, you know, from that, I still did not take ibuprofen. Albeit my coach didn't let me practice. I was playing the games, but he didn't let me practice. because he knew something was up with my toe. I literally could not run for the life of me. So I'd be exempt from practicing not every day, just on days where we were doing full contact. I was exempt from practice because I didn't want to injure my foot any worse. But when it came to the game, back in high school, that's all you're really thinking about. So you put your body on the line type shit. I'm not saying like I'm a bad or something like that. Just like that was my thinking. It was just like every Friday night was, one of the most important games of my life, essentially. So no matter how injured I was going to play, basically. But I would take ibuprofen for the games, and that's it. I would take it before the game, and that was it. No more ibuprofen, even though my toe was broken, which is arguably worse than a dislocated pinky. But that's enough that. Yeah, I just did. So when I had that lower back pain a couple of years ago, I didn't even take ibuprofen. I was just kind of sitting there, just enduring the pain, So I'd spent a lot of my days laying in bed after I got done with the workout. But other than that, that's enough backstory for today. I'm good. Good on the cardio talk today as well. Hopefully I have enough time in the recording, but we'll see. I'll know if this video cuts off like yesterday's video did. Other than that, though, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to see y'all next time.